It is Talk with a Purpose every Saturday, 9 till noon here on WPG Talk Radio 104.1. I'm John DeMasi. As promised, he's on with us here on the show. He is the chairman of the Casino Control Commission. His name is Jim Plousis. Jim, good morning. Welcome to Talk with a Purpose.
Hey, good morning, John. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks to Dan also and your staff. I mean, we talked yesterday at 4:30. We set this up, so I appreciate it. And I want to make sure.
No problem.
I want to make sure. Is it Plousis? That's how you pronounce your name?
Yeah, you're doing a great job on it. Yep,
okay,
yep, you're right there.
All right. Well, tell me now. So, all right, the Supreme Court says legalize gambling. What does that do for the Casino Control Commission? Does that add to your duties? Or are there regulations you have to develop? Tell me what's going on right now.
Well, as we speak, Senator Sweeney and Assemblyman John Perticelli both have enabling legislation that authorizes sports betting in New Jersey at the casinos and at the racetracks. That will drive, we do issue key licenses at the casinos, so we will be, there'll be a number of key licenses that will be applied for throughout the 7 or the 8 existing casinos and hopefully Ocean Resorts when that comes online. The Racing Commission will regulate the facilities at the Racing Commission with the help of gaming enforcement. So right now it's still in the formulating stages, but Senator Sweeney said he will have it done in a timely fashion.
Okay, when he says timely fashion, we're all used to legislative talk. Timely fashion means what? Do you think by, let's say, July 4th, that it will be in operation in Atlantic City?
Senator Sweeney has projected it would be in June, early June. So
okay.
I think we'll be up and running by then, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So now do they have to get, you mentioned something about setting it up, do they have to get an additional license, the casinos and the racetracks, to take in sports betting?
Well, they won't need an additional license, but the people that are involved with the sports betting will have to be licensed. We could do that on on a fast track to make sure we get that done. But the casinos already have existing licenses,
right.
So they're fine.
Exactly.
And this is going to be in addition to them, similar to their internet gaming.
What do you think? I've studied this week because you know what happens when these things come out. I don't know if you were around when Atlantic City first got gambling, but I remember people saying, boy, we're going to have a bunch of degenerates. Everybody's going to lose their house because everybody's going to go try to get rich and gamble and all that. And, of course, we've had gambling problems since the beginning of time. What do you think this is going to mean in terms of Atlantic City? Is it going to be a big boom or what?
I think it's going to help us. I don't think it's going to be as big as everybody. I know there's some speculation it'll be a huge boom. It's definitely going to help. I think Atlantic City is well postured to handle this. When you have a sports book, you need other entertainment with that. Guys are going to come down and gals, do the sports book and then, have dinner and, gamble otherwise as well. So I think it adds to what Atlantic City has. And I think that we will be up and running faster than most states because we have the structure in place.
Right.
So I think that'll give us an advantage as well. And there's no doubt in my mind. And what I've been reading and studying this for the last 6 months since I've been at the Casino Control Commission. And there's no question, during football season, I think we're going to see a lot more people down here. Of course, the Super Bowl will have a lot of people and the Final Four. So I think, those events that people traditionally bet on, I think we're going to see a real bounce in tourists coming down to the Atlantic City area.
I was thinking the same thing, Jim. I was thinking the exact same thing. It's another tool in the kit. That's how I look at it, and I'm thinking the same as you. Football season, we'll go down the shore because I'll place a bet on the game. That kind of thing. So they may come down when they wouldn't have come down, and that's good for us. That's how I look at it. I think I agree.
Yeah. Football season is great. It's our off season. That works because that, as we all know, I think most people bet on football games. So
right.
It's going to be a real plus in our shoulder seasons.
Yeah. By the way, the numbers on Las Vegas, as far as the betting casinos, what percentage do you think of their total win sports betting was in 2017?
I believe it was 1.7.
2.2, you're close.
Okay.
2.2. Yeah. So I mean, if the casinos think they're going to all get rich over this, I mean, I guess they'll be in for a rude awakening. But it's like we said, it's another tool. It's another reason to get people to come down. And certainly with 2 new casinos, I mean, to me, it's a good thing. I think, you know, I agree.
I think it's going to be a positive all the way around. I heard you talk earlier about people being addicted to gambling. Great Britain has had sports betting for over 150 years. It hasn't been a major problem there. Australia's had sports betting. I mean, it's been done around the world. And Dave Reebok, who's our director of the gaming enforcement, is one of the experts in the world on the subject. He's been all over researching it for, the state of New Jersey. So, we are well positioned to regulate this properly and make sure that people, bet soundly.
I was going to ask you, you just licensed Hard Rock, and that looks good. Now, what's the status on Ocean One? Are they in the licensing process now? Are they close to that? Where do they stand?
Well, they're in the investigative stage as we speak. So that's really all I can say on it. That the process has started, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, it would seem to me. I mean, again, I'm not telling you how to do your job. It would seem to me that eventually, I mean, they'll get it. I wouldn't see any reason why not. But of course, if you uncover something, then you do. That's exactly why you do your diligence. Is this going to make your staff with the gambling, Jim? Is it going to make more work? Is it going to be more regulated? Is it going to be sort of like with the casinos where, you're always looking at something, you're always, you're the watchdog. So is it going to be the same thing with the sports betting?
Exactly. We downsized with the downsizing of the industry, and then we're going to have to ramp up with some staff with the increase in the 2 facilities coming online. And as you know, the Casino Control Commission's there that guarantee the integrity of gaming in New Jersey. So, there is due diligence on that. And we do some other functions as well. We also audit the parking fees and some other fees that the casino generates. So we have enough work for our staff, but we will, there's no question when you open 2 new properties, that will have to increase our staff as well as gaming enforcement.
Can you do anything about the $30 rate that they have on Saturday night? Can you do anything for us?
Well, it's funny.
I mean, geez, $30.
Exactly. I agree. I think they've gotten the message. I know there have been a number of complaints about that, and you got to be. We understand people have to make money, but it's got to be reasonable, and it's got to be well advertised when you are charging those rates, because I know there was some confusion on people going in thinking it was a $10 rate, and then they're there a couple hours and it's a $30 rate. So they are issues that have come up.
Yeah, it's like, to me, I mean, I'm in business, and I think, well, let's get them in, because if we get them in, they're likely to spend, and there's certainly a few things you can buy and gamble in the casino. But I mean, I did this one day. I looked at that $30. Not that it's a big deal, but $30 I can park for half a day in Philadelphia in a major. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
exactly.
Come on,
exactly.
Well,
no, I'm with you. It's off the chart. Sometimes it was off the charts with some properties, but I think they got the message.
Well, use your influence and tell them you heard about it here on the radio. That the guy on the radio told you, hey, come on.
The guy on Saturday morning got it.
That's exactly right. But I wanted to ask you, with regards to like the future, do you see problems with sports betting? I mean, you're the watchdog for the casinos, and you've always been watching, okay? And you guys do a great job. But do you see like this maybe becoming a little bit overwhelming, because now you got casinos and you got 2 new casinos, and then you've got betting, so there's another thing to regulate. Do you see it becoming an overwhelming problem in the future?
No, I don't. I think, again, New Jersey's postured well because of our experience on internet gaming. We've been doing that for a number of years successfully. We got a great model in place there and great regulatory model in place. So this is just going to overlap with that, with all the work that's been done to ramp that up. So
I'm thinking, again, I'm going to ask you, because you're in the front line all the time. But I had a thought the other day. I don't know if you know who Jeff Gural is. Jeff Gural owns the racetrack in North Jersey. He was on the show back when they were trying to get casinos in North Jersey.
Yes.
And I'm thinking of him when this happened the other day, and I'm thinking, okay, now I got my sports betting. Next thing I'm going to get is the casino. Do you see that ever happening in the future, even though it was turned down 4-1 or 3-1, whatever it was, in the ballot last year?
No, in the near future, I don't see it happening. I think sports betting's going to help the tracks.
Yes.
That they needed the help. They're going to get the help with the sports betting, and I don't see the need for gaming in other parts of especially New Jersey. As you just said, it lost better than 3-1. So I think the state, the residents spoke out as well, saying, "Look, we voted for Atlantic City and Atlantic City solely."
Yeah, but he keeps trying because they're trying to introduce. Well, now he's got the sports betting, so maybe he'll back off. But they were trying to introduce these video games that were basically like slot machines in the racetracks, And a couple of our assemblymen here, Vince Mazzio, one of them, said, "Hey, wait a minute. That's a slot machine. That's gambling, so that can't go in." So, but he's always trying to maneuver his way into this, and I'm just wondering. I wanted to get your thoughts, and I agree with you. I don't think it's going to happen. But Jim,
no, I don't.
Keep up the good work. Thanks for coming on such short notice. Keep it up, and we certainly hope that, as we said here, you and I agree, it's a tool in the kit, and people come down, and we hope we get more people down, and we got 2 new casinos, and everything is looking good. And we even have an observation wheel. So, it's like it's all good. It's all good.
No, I agree. I believe we're on the rebound all the way around. There's an energy in town, in government as well as in the industry, and with the community. So I think we realize this is a relaunch of Atlantic City, and I think everybody realizes we got to take advantage of it.
Right. Real good. Jim, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Okay, John. Have a great day.
You too.
You.
Keep up with the good work. Jim Plousis, Casino Control Commission, talking about what it means for them as far as the gambling in Atlantic City, the sports betting, I should say, not just gambling, sports betting, which I think is a good thing. I mean, I really do. And finally, again, thanks to Governor Christie, former Governor Christie, finally, we're going to get it.